In this video, we are routine trimming these cows' feet. They are in fantastic condition, but we can make them much better. When along comes this cow, a cow with a real problem needing our attention. This is the Hoof GP. So today we are at a farm that we visit every second Friday, and the vast majority of the cows that we treat here only need a little trim up. This is what we call routine hoof trimming. And all we're really looking to do is ensure there are no problems, and that no problems arise from imbalanced feet. You can see I've reduced the size of the entire outside claw, and now I'm modelling out. This modelling out procedure is done in a wide way on the outside claw and a nice narrow but steep model out on the inner claw, the one I'm working on right now. On to the next foot. This is not the same cow. I've taken examples from all of the cows that we're working with today, and these are just random ones. Again, you can see this is just a routine trim. She barely needs any work at all, but this work that we're doing is incredibly valuable. In fact, it's almost more valuable than trimming a cow with a problem. Avoiding lameness at all costs is the way forward. That is exactly what we're doing here. The farmer is literally investing in these cows. He's making sure they're as comfortable as they possibly can be, and that there's nothing wrong like this little mark here with these cows' feet. Avoiding a problem at this stage can literally be just a swipe of the knife, and we've all seen, if we've watched these videos before, how devastating some of these problems can become. This foot looks a little different. It's much more bitty. The hoof horn does not look as though it's as good quality, but actually that is not the case. This hoof horn is just flaking away. It's literally being shed away by the cow's foot. You see, as hoof horn gets further and further away from the interior of the foot, it begins to dry out and shed away. Some cows shed their hoof horn really easily. Some of them are moist, and that hoof horn sticks around for a long time without actually falling off. A lot of that can be down to the environment in which these cows live. And this cow, perhaps, just likes to walk on the dry side of life a little bit more than the other cows, which is why we see more hoof horn shedding. That being said though, she was in need of this routine trim. You can see I've removed a substantial amount of hoof horn, especially from that inner claw. Weirdly, the inner claws on the front feet are the ones that usually have the problems, whereas on the back feet, it's usually the other way around. The outer claws take the brunt of the force. This hoof does not look beautiful. It doesn't look perfect, but it is perfectly functional. There was a slight crack on that inner claw, so I'm reducing the height of the entire heel so that the cow can have a little bit of relief from that area for a little while. It'll take around a month and a half to regrow in, and the feet will become perfectly level again. Let's play a little game. On these next couple of feet, you decide what I would be saying in your head about these feet. What is it I'm doing, why is it I'm doing it, and what is the whole purpose of doing what I am doing? Have I done it right? Are there any reasons I should have gone further? Is this a good trim or a bad trim? In your heads for the next two cows, you describe exactly what I'm doing. And if you said that, by the way, was an ulcer in the making, then you're correct. That is a little bruise which would have become an ulcer. Right, on with the game. Just like that, we'll rewind all the way to the beginning and see how you did. This first foot doesn't really have anything wrong with it, but this is the definition of routine trimming. We didn't have to take very much height or length off these toes, but they were about 5mm too long. I've reduced the overall size of that lateral claw, and if you thought that purplish bluey bit towards the toe was a bruise, then I'm afraid you were wrong. However, if you thought that red blotchiness you can see in the outer claw was hemorrhaging or bruising, then you are correct. That's why we've reduced the size of that claw. It's been carrying too much weight, and as a result, the hoof horn has become bruised. Those little cracks on the inner claw can be removed at this stage because they're not needed. We don't want them to become a problem. Foot number 2. Did you realise that she has been recently trimmed? Those are the old marks of the last time I modelled this foot out. Her foot is in great shape and doesn't need any size removed. However, she's in the crush, so we do model them out. And as you can see, there are real signs of sole hemorrhage, so modelling them out will have done her the world of good. So in the comments, I'd love you to tell me how you did. This next cow is far from a routine trim though, and as soon as we pick up her foot, we can see why she's lame. That lateral claw, the one closest to us, has a sole fracture. That point of darkness right in the heart of the foot lets me know exactly what is wrong. Problems like this come around from standing too long on concrete, and they actually shoot back at 45 degrees from the point that we can see it. In a second, I'll show you exactly where the hoof horn splits and why it does that.
Hold up, wait a second. So this cow coming in, we've just seen her foot has got a crack in it, and a way to stop this is by using the products that EASYFIX used. Yes, that's right, it's an advert. But it's well worth watching. If you've got cows, or you're interested in cows, or you're interested in the comfort, then watch the next minute and a half, because this is truly how you can make cows more comfortable, more profitable, and the world a better place. Yay!
EASYFIX have been making cows more comfortable for over 25 years now, and I've been around their products for almost 15. EASYFIX didn't come to me asking to sponsor me. I went to them, asking if I could showcase their products to people all around the world so that my farmers and other farmers like them can make cows' lives more comfortable and their businesses more profitable as a result. But don't just take my word for it, hear what others have to say.
This is the only way to go. A deep pit with rubber on, EASYFIX rubber.
For us, a big determining factor is we like to talk to our neighbors and other people that have used it, and the resounding feedback that we had heard is you're going to be happiest with the longevity of an EASYFIX mat, and the installation as well is easier than some of the other products. And we found those things to be true.
They have a better product, and it is the future of the cattle industry in the Northern Plains for sure.
And especially the service behind the EASYFIX rubber mats. You know, if we ever do have any issues like that are unforeseen, EASYFIX has gone above and beyond and standing behind the product that they've delivered to us.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I would tell anybody that's thinking about building a confinement shed, definitely get EASYFIX mats. We've had wonderful luck with them.
So this is a sole fracture, a crack in the cow's sole here going back at 45 degrees, and I completely expect this to link up with her heel. In fact, it is actually cracking right around her heel bulb, so this entire area of her foot is going to need to be removed. And hopefully it's fairly straightforward. You can see it's going straight back at 45 degrees. There's a junction in a cow's sole right about here. This is called periopal horn, and it's really soft and pliable, and then this is solar horn, and it's nice and hard. And where this horn connects to here is about a third of the way back on the sole itself, and that junction seems to be a weak point in cows' feet, and when they stand for long periods of time it starts to peel and break apart, and as soon as any little crack appears, the dirt and manure exacerbate the problem. They make it much worse, and it ends up like this, with a cow in pain and a crack going all the way through their feet or foot. I'm saying it's going to link up, and definitely links up to here, we can all see that, but I presumed it would link up to this other one as well. Just Get the edge of my knife in behind that crack and peel away. These cracks can lead to real sites of infection. If they don't crack all the way through the foot, the dirt and manure gets in there and festers on the corium. Oh, code brown in the background. You need to get rid of all these little fragments of hoof horn. As you can see, there's already dirt ingressing into that area. Looks like I'm dilly-dallying, doesn't it? But really I'm just trying to use the hook of my knife to remove all these tiny little cracks so they can't become big, dirty, horrible cracks. Right, this does continue further down into the foot here, so we need to remove part of this as well. Jeez, oh, this is hard. I keep saying that a lot lately. It sounds like I'm making excuses for blunt knives, but I can assure you, these knives are not blunt. A great way to tell if a knife is blunt or not. If a knife is blunt, it'll leave scratch marks on the surface. Here you can see kind of undulations in it, but not actually scratches. As soon as you see scratches, it's because there's little burrs on this edge of the knife which leave them. And that is how you know anybody's knife is sharp or not. Work my way down to this little point down here just to make sure that it doesn't go any deeper. I don't think it does. And we approved correct straight away. But this certainly does go a little bit further yet. I'm making a meal of this, aren't I? How many swipes is that? God, that's hard. It's funny, 1 second you're using all of your might and just kind of wailing on in, trying to rip away huge bits of hoof horn, and then the next swipe of the knife is delicate and gentle and you're trying to be as careful as possible. A tale of two halves, as it were. I didn't think this was going to go much deeper, but it looks like it is. Oh, juicy bit there. I don't think it's going to lead to anything too major. Just mop that up just now, get a block in position like that, and see if there's much more to go. I think we just need to mod this area out a little bit more and check for any more loose horn. Okay, so this lesion is not a very open one, and there's definitely no signs of digital dermatitis. So I'm thinking we're not going to wrap this. All we're going to do is douse it with this iodine to harden up those exposed areas of soft tissue. And that's that foot done. So there you have it, a bunch of cows only needing a little freshen up, a touch up, rebalancing, routine trimming, the very core of what we do. And this cow, as she walks away, she will be feeling much more comfortable. That block is taking the weight away from the affected area. The sole fracture has been dealt with, and that little tiny little droplet has been allowed to escape, meaning the pressure has been reduced and her pain has been relieved. This was a successful day for the Hoof GP.